Hey guys, and welcome to another video. As gamers, who of us, even in 2024, the year this video is being made, has never decided to play a game that was released more than a decade ago? And when I say a decade, it's 2014. Some of us might have decided to go even older and play games that were released in the late 90s or early 2000s. Others decided to download emulators that allowed them to play games that were released for Atari or Nintendo. The question is, why would some people, including myself, do that? Is it only nostalgia, or there are other reasons? In this video, I'm going to share my thoughts with you and mention some reasons why many of us gamers do that. But before I kick off, just remember 2 points. First, these are my personal ideas that might be correct or might not be correct. That's why I encourage you to share your own ideas in the comments. Second, I'll be talking about gamers who can afford buying games, who have the hardware enough to run heavy games using ultra settings, and yet they play old or even ancient games. And so, with that being said, grab a beer and let's go. The first question a man can ask is, what makes a gamer today who has huge libraries of modern games with great graphics and Unreal Engine 5, with a variety of close to reality details and features, play a game that's not only 2D, but also 16-bit? Well, for me, there are 4 main reasons. 1. Simplicity. Unless you are a streamer who wants to break his hardware online and post a rage compilation, you'll probably play a game to relax, to enjoy. Old games, and because of the lack of options, didn't have too many features, and that resulted in simple, easy, and fast to learn games. In one of my videos, I spoke about Kaizo Game, a strategy game that was released in the late 90s. You can watch the full video by pressing the information icon of the top right corner. Today's games containing too many features, half of which we don't even get to use during the actual gameplay, either because they aren't really useful or because we simply forget how to use them, or that they even exist. Another example is Captain Tsubasa. I played all versions on all consoles till the version of PlayStation 1. It was simple and you could master it after 5 minutes playing. No plan, no strategy, no tactics. Number 2. Memories. Sometimes we play a game during certain times when we got to receive some good news, and so that game gives us some kind of peace and happiness. I personally have had that experience playing Desperados, Wanted Dead or Alive, also a strategy game, which I played first time when I was waiting for my school final evaluation that allowed me to go to high school. And yes, I got the good news, just in case you're asking. Later, I realized that this game, just like Kaizo Game, was too simple, but also rich of content. Action and logical thinking, graphics were also great even if compared to modern strategy games. I may start a new playlist dedicated to all nostalgic games in the future. There were several Desperados games, but actually I played the second one for half an hour, deleted it, and now in 2024 I could see that there was a new Desperados game, and based on what I've watched, I decided not even to try it. The essence and the soul of the original game was missing. Number 3. Story. Sometimes I have a feeling that old people had a better imagination. And it's not only about games. Watching Looney Tunes, Disney's Goofy, Tom and Jerry, and many others, those people did have a much better way of thinking. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about films, I'm just leading in. Old games, generally speaking of course, had better stories, better scenarios that kept you engaged throughout the entire campaign. Maybe because they were not very long like most but not all games today. For example, Mafia and Mafia 2, Call of Duty World at War, which, as I remember, spent my time from 8 p.m. till 7 a.m. next morning, playing until the very last scene. Yes, there have been tons of games about World War II, 70% of them are about the Normandy landing, but this game was something different. Yes, there were new weapons and new mechanics, and the land changed to Asia, but the story itself was engaging, just like the first two Mafias. Today, most games either have a bad story, like Mafia 3, or no story at all, like Battlefield 2044. Yes, there were other Battlefield games that focused only on online, but Battlefield is known for focusing on areas and wars that not too many publishers care about. Compared to Battlefield 1 that took place during World War I, or Battlefield 5 that discussed World War II from French and German perspectives. Moving away from Normandy and Stalingrad, if you know what I mean. I know, one of Call of Duty games also had only online. I don't remember which one, and I didn't want to waste my time looking for that rubbish. Don't misunderstand me. As a single player type, I'm okay with those who like online, but most games today come with an online feature. So why to make a new game only for online? Just compare the stories of Call of Duty games in the last decade with the first 4 or 5 Call of Duties. Besides, if you want online fighting, there are a lot of games like PUBG and many other fighting games, and they all have good graphics, good mechanics and good features, and they are being improved every day, so you don't have to just develop a game with 1 or even more than 100 gigabytes just to play online. It doesn't make any sense. Number 4. Mass production. In one of my videos I said that too much reality is too dangerous. Because until now, and I say again, until now, no one has ever managed to reach a 100% reality level in any game. Even the giants, Red Dead Redemption and GTA, couldn't reach that level. And it's not a disadvantage or wrong. After all, they are just games. But when you develop a game in 2010, and you develop another game that's supposed to continue the story of the previous game, the new game is supposed to contain the same features and more, not much less. Yes, you got me right. I'm talking about Mafia 3. Put the glitches away. Put the difference in graphics away. The repetition. Also put it away. And here I'm comparing Mafia 3 with Mafia 1. The original, not the remake. You will see many features that were available in Mafia 2, which was released in 2002, no longer available in Mafia 3, which was released in 2020, after 18 years. For example, refueling. In Mafia 1, you had to refuel your vehicle. Later, in Mafia 2, which was released in 2010, you had to pay to refuel. They also added the feature of eating and drinking to regenerate energy or health. These features were gone in Mafia 3, and I only mentioned 2 features. There are more about which I think I'll make another video. Mafia 3, which is only an example of many other games, was one of many other games that were made and developed quickly by developers who didn't participate in the previous games in the same series, 2K Czech and Hangar 13, which, with all other points mentioned previously, resulted in a poor game with features much less than a game that was released 18 years ago. Again, Mafia 3 is only an example. So, these reasons were, from my personal point of view, the 4 main reasons why many gamers, again including myself, now and then bring the old weapons again, and sometimes play some online games that have no story at all. But we simply like the basic, and yet nice features that simple games provide. Of course, I didn't talk about all games, but when playing Red Dead Redemption 2, for example, You do have this feeling after some hours that you do want to play a small game that runs on Flash Player or even arcade machine games. And with that being said, we reached the end of this video. If you like it, don't forget the like button. And if you have got some reasons that you think can fit in the list, don't hesitate to leave a comment. Thank you very much for watching, and see you later.